That's a little stretched, man. I will say I didn't leave school to start music. I definitely flunked out of school, and then music just happened to work out. I definitely didn't like leave school and hit my mom up and be like, "Hey, ma, like I'm gonna work on music now. Like that's my calling." I like straight flunked out of college, like probably because I was focused on other things like music and stuff. But I did not willingly leave college. They kicked me out. The conversation with my parents / the perspective of other people was absolutely non-existent. I did this really cute thing where I lied for 4 months and faked transcripts from my school or my community college. And like, they would ask me how school was going. And I was like, oh, it's going great, until I got caught. Basically, like they sent a couple letters and I had like intercepted. But there was one letter, I was at work one day, that my mom had opened, even though it was under my name. She was, because, you know, that's what moms do. They're like, this is my house, I can read whatever the fuck I want to read. And she caught me. It was basically like being like, yo, like you haven't paid for these courses that you dropped out of. And like, basically everything came crashing down. And she caught me. I didn't have anything to say because my mom at the time had no idea that I did music. No one in my family had any idea that I did music. I actually didn't even know until about 1.5 years ago that I was doing any of this. And so they were pissed and I got caught and it was a whole big thing. And then fast forward, like 1.5 years ago, my music had gotten big enough to where my mom kind of like naturally found it on her own, because she was like, why the fuck is that my son's face on Spotify right now on like the front page on this playlist? And so she had texted me and was like, this isn't you, like you're not singing this, like who is this? And I was like, that's me, man, that's what I've been up to. And then from that moment on though, when they found out and then when they saw the numbers and they were hearing about the money that was being talked about around my name and like that it wasn't just this little hobby thing anymore, they got on board like right away, like way more supportive than I ever thought they were going to be. And I wasn't living at their house anymore at the time when this happened, but just even from afar, they were like so supportive. And like my like really strict stepdad, who's always been this like, you need to have a real job type of person, like became the polar opposite of that. He was like, no, you're like he was telling me shit that I never thought he'd ever say to me. Like he was like, no, you need to like chase this, like you're onto something here, like there's something here, like there's people, there's groundswell here, and like you need to strike it while it's hot, kind of. And it was all just really validating for me, because I went from being financially and like morally kind of like the outcast of the family, that they still loved me and supported me, but I was the one that like, you know, I didn't really have good grades in school when I dropped out of college, and like I dropped out of college twice, 2 different colleges, and I wasn't really going anywhere. I went from that to like immediately being like the most financially comfortable one, like who's doing something that I love and that it's working out. And it was just a really nice, not to compare, but it was just a really nice contrast to be viewed in like this light and then kind of be viewed in this light now by like my family and my parents. And it felt nice to like be a part of the family as like a successful one and not like the black sheep. You know what I mean? When I was working at the pizzeria in New Jersey, this old man, this like sweet kind of old looking man, probably like 60 or 70, he came up and ordered a slice, right? So I took a slice, put it in the oven. I'm chopping it up with him. He's on his phone. Get his slice out of the oven with my paddle, put it on a plate. I put it in front of him. And then I, ring him up. I tell him his total is whatever the fuck it is, $3, $4, $5, whatever you got to drink. And he puts his phone down, because he's going to get his wallet. So he puts his phone down like on the counter and is reaching for his wallet. And there's porn just like playing on his phone, like right there, like he's just watching porn. Then he sees it and I see it. He like frantically picks it up. We're both kind of looking at each other. He like pays for his order and I'm like, all right, bro, like have a good day. So homie was just in there like wanting to beat off while he was eating his pizza. It was crazy. That moment was just, it stood out to me. I will never forget that moment. You know what I mean? Mall cop shit is like, it's everything you thought that I would say, right? Like, oh, this person tried to steal this, and da 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 da. Nah, bro. Like you weren't expecting me to say that shit about the old man watching porn though. Like that was not something you would expect. It's not stereotypical. So trying to shed more light on what pizzeria workers got to go through when you got old fucking New Jersey men coming in and trying to watch porn in your store. Our Wi-Fi was fast though. I don't blame him. No lag. He just saw, he's just watching it like 1080.